Maverrik Live. I'm your host, Luke, too, and today I'm joined by Terry Heath.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be back and talking with you, Luke.
You're a natural now.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been so long. So when you first joined Maverrik, did you expect yourself to become a presenter of training sessions?
Absolutely
globally?
not. Absolutely not. In fact, the truth be known, my previous employer was a TV company, and for 14 years I avoided the camera. Joined Maverrik, and look what happened.
Immediately in front. So today we're talking about LinkedIn Bootcamp, which is something you're very familiar with as you presented and trained everyone on that sessions. Currently, it's in the third week of LinkedIn Bootcamp, which I assume is going well because it's been also trained by Vasco as well.
It is, yeah. It's great to have Vasco joining the team as well, doing that one. I think this is the third boot camp now, the third series of them. Going really well, people loving the content. It really opens people's eyes and gets them on the right track for LinkedIn.
So what can people expect from LinkedIn Bootcamp when they first join? Session number one, let's take us through the journey.
Session number one, well, we've got 5 sessions throughout the bootcamp. So session number one is all about your profile. So we want to make sure the profile is set up, we get it all built correctly, all the SEO factors and everything are in there, and really treat your profile as if it was like your personal website.
Yeah.
So we have that sort of mantra of when people land on that profile, what are they going to see? What's that messaging you want to communicate? And make sure all of that is working for you.
Because there's nothing worse than when you join a profile and then you see, oh, this is great, and then you talk to them and there's nothing what you expect from their messaging in their profile at all.
Yeah,
you click on it and say, hey, I'm a #1 expert on shoes, and you go in and go, hey, have you heard of socks?
Yeah. Oh, it's true. You know, there's so many times I've gone through people's LinkedIn profile, and you have the conversation, you build that relationship, and then you book that call and you get on, and you suddenly hit with the, oh, you don't look anything like your picture on.
Yeah, I've seen those as well.
You know, it sort of undermines the relationship a little bit. Like, you realize that they've improved it by 20 years and 20 pounds.
How long ago was the wedding?
Exactly. So, you know, all of that factor, you know, just making sure you're authentic and genuine on LinkedIn, because you're going to do business face to face at some point, whether it be on a video call or in person or whatever it may be. So let's make it genuine.
And you also want people to actually land on the page itself. Like I said, with SEO, with titles, there's so many people out there searching for different things. Having a profile which is just essentially just your name can be really hard to attract anyone to, because like I said, it's a personal website. What do you do with personal websites? You need it to be SEO optimized. You need people landing on it, whether it's through their searches or Google searches.
Absolutely.
You want to see the right person in front of you. So within LinkedIn Bootcamp, you're going through not just the optimizing, that's not a word, optimizing your profile, but you also have got content, messaging, prospecting as well. So it's the whole.
So on top of that first week, we're going to build into the second week, we're going to go into content. And that's the week that, you know, or the point that a lot of people struggle on. Yeah, we can get LinkedIn together, we can get a good profile, and so now I'm doing my content, and everyone has that flurry of activity and inspiration for 2 weeks, and then suddenly goes, now what?
Yeah.
What do I post? What do I talk about?
I had all my ideas,
so,
they're gone.
You know, we're just working through how you put content together, why you put it together in a certain way, and helping people like that. So once you've got the profile and the content, then we're really moving on to that network side of it. Really building your network, and building your network with the right people. There's a lot of people out there, they've got profiles. It made sense when they were in the last job. Now they're in a different industry, and so the network isn't as relevant. So who should I be building with today? Who are the types of people I should be targeting in companies, geographically? Yeah. All of those sort of considerations. And then there's various ways of doing that through the free and obviously Sales Navigator.
It's so much more important now as well because of the whole 100 weekly connection limitation that you have. So if you don't have a strategy where people actually accept you, then you're going to hit your limit very quickly. And then you'll just have to be sat there for like a week until your credits restore. And then, you know, you're going to have like probably marks on your profile if you do it, you know, if you're constantly annoying people, you can get, you know, shadow banned by LinkedIn.
That's it. Absolutely. You've got 100 limit a week, and it sounds a lot. Would I invite 100 people? Well, if you're in sales and looking to increase your business, then 100's nothing. But you want to make sure that 100's targeted at the right people. You know, I often say in the training, which is, you know, if I'm sending my requests out to connect to window cleaners and car mechanics, I'm wasting my time. They're not the people I want to talk to. So I need to make sure I'm targeting the right people.
That's what Bootcamp's all about, is giving people those tools to target the right people, you know, not be a nuisance online, but also get the job done in terms of sales and growing business and marketing yourself on there.
Yeah, particularly the last 2 sessions that we do on messaging and prospecting, they're the area where, for me, it's the real gold dust is found. Because there's so many people, they get on LinkedIn, and they're doing the best they know what to do. But it's the old adage, you just don't know what you don't know. And a lot of what we do on the bootcamp is really open people's eyes up to the possibilities. And the amount of times we'll get to week 3 and we're now talking about the networking and starting to touch on other things, and people go, starting to get it now. I see where I've been going wrong. I see what I haven't done right. I didn't do enough of this. I haven't been doing too much of that. And then they start to now see where it can fit for their business and how they can leverage the platform. By the time we're at the last week, it's normally the week where we just get hammered with questions, because everyone's like, so what's the best strategy for this? What's the best strategy for that? And how do I get that? And leveraging my messaging for conversations that lead to and getting to the interested buyers.
Because it's nice to see those moments where people are like, oh, that's a tool I didn't think of. I had never thought about using it that way.
Yeah.
And then they have more additional questions because they're like, oh, that's a new way of doing it. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this?
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is, because obviously LinkedIn changes all the time. Now we've got new tools and features being involved in. When you do a bootcamp session, on the first session you've done, I bet you it's nothing like the last session you've done.
No, it's continually changing. We're always staying up to date with what's happening on LinkedIn, all of the different changes, everything. It's, even the little glitches that particular week, it's as live and as current as that.
And also reflects the questions you've been answered as well. So you'll be like, okay, a lot of people talked about this, so that means I need to refine the training to make sure this is covered properly so everyone can understand, and you don't get the same questions over and over again.
No, we don't get the same questions over and over again. And of course, the people on the bootcamp will see other people doing things, and it's like, why do they do that? How are they managing to get the numbers on that? And it's great to be able to interact with people and say, like, okay, let's unpack it, and we'll show you what is happening behind the scenes that makes that possible for that individual, so you can replicate that for yourself.
Yeah, which is good, because it's such a big group and a wide variety of people on there as well. They'll ask questions you didn't really think of, which could really help you, which is always the best way of doing it. When someone asks a question and it's a really good question, I think, that's a really good question. Yeah, and then you get more involved in the whole conversation of it.
It's true, and the quality of the course in a sense, and what's being presented by the quality of the questions you're being asked. And to see people ask the questions, then go away, put things into practice, come back the next week, and there's no better highlight for us than to say, hey, last week I got 2 conversations off 1 post.
Yeah.
Yes, you're getting it now. Now it's driving that.
That's the strategy. You refine
your profile, and you're getting the results you're after.
And it's great, and probably down the line you'll see them after they've taken the bootcamp. You'll see them on your own feed then, practicing it. You'll see their content, and you're like, oh, this is great. This person has taken it on board. They've delivered it, and I can see that they now have a bunch of flourishing clients. You're like, this is great.
Surprising how many. So I'm trying to think, when we did earlier in the year, we did our first bootcamp. And the people from that first bootcamp are still in touch. They still drop a message, ask things, and we're all the same at Maverrik, which is people drop us a DM on Maverrik. Hey, I was just liking this. What do you think of this? Or what's your opinion on this? And so they're still asking us questions. They're still learning, and we're open to help and people build their presence on LinkedIn just to get the most out of the platform, even after the bootcamp's finished.
Yeah, I feel like whenever you're learning and trying to get better at something, no matter what it is, having that thriving community of people asking questions, talking to each other, all helping each other out, it really builds up how good and proficient you get at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Especially, I think that's why people have so much communities. There's communities like Reddit, threads, full of people, Twitter groups. All of these social communities come together, and you see the amazing stuff we achieve with it. And the same can be said with this bootcamp, and achieve what people can achieve by selling online.
Yeah.
Because they all learn, they all talk to each other, and they all ask really good questions.
It's true, and I think just about every one of the programs or courses we have has a community attached to it now that have been through it months back, and we've got one particular course where the community is so strong. You've almost got people who've been through the process 9 months ago and now able to answer the questions of those that have just joined.
Yeah.
And it's great to see those interactions in the community and just people inspiring each other and sparking ideas as questioning is coming through, which is really good to see.
So for people who have missed this run of the bootcamp, obviously next is the content bootcamp, which is something different entirely. That's all about inbound leads and content.
Yeah.
The next LinkedIn bootcamp itself will be in November.
Is November. Starts in, I think, the 2nd week of November. Check out the website for the details on that one. But I would encourage anybody, if you're using LinkedIn to secure a new business, then get the training. It will open your eyes and it'll make it more successful. Even if it's just you that gets on it and then goes away and trains your team, Get on the course, get the knowledge, and let's get LinkedIn working for you. It's the largest B2B platform in the world, and opportunities are going begging.
That's great. Well, thank you, Terry, for coming down.
No problem.
And thank you all for watching Maverrik Live. We'll be back for our next show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying all of these little chats, and follow us on all our social media platforms, especially LinkedIn, which is where we're thriving right now.
Exactly.
So we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching Maverrik Live.